Buongiorno, everybody. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I kind of got up late. I was up, I don't know, I woke up like so many times last night, no idea why. So I'm just finishing my cappuccino now, so y'all are joining me. Okay, so we're making these. In Italian, they might call them a number of things. They might call them Medaglione di Patate, which is like a potato medallion. But like I think of a medallion, I think of something that's more whole. I mean, in English, I should say. They might call them polpetto, which is kind of like a ball, but they're not because these are flat. So we're just gonna, for an English translation, you can call them fancy and call them medallions, or you can just call them potato patties. But they got a little surprise inside, so they're really yummy. So I've got, okay, so just for the sake of measurement, about a pound, about 500 grams-ish. If it's a little more, a little less, or you want to make a whole bunch, you can figure it out. This is not one of those recipes that you need an exact amount of this and an exact amount of that, because you know how I am. If you're married to a recipe and you're like 1 ounce off, you're like, oh no, what do I do? So these are the kind of things you can throw together and you're cooking. This is how you cook, and cook with love and show how you can put something together and make it work. And it's not hard, so don't say I can't do it. Say I'm working on it. Okay, so if I can do all this stuff, believe me, you can too. So we're gonna start here. I've got my potatoes. I cut them small so they would cook fast in just some boiling water. If you want to add a little salt to the water, that's actually not a bad idea. Let's get a spoon here and let's stir these babies up. All right, they're going to take a couple minutes. I did cut them small, so and these were, you can use any potatoes, honestly. These were a mix. I had a couple random ones, some red skin, some other skin. So anyway, I peeled them, cut them in little cubetti, little cubes, little pieces. I just kind of chopped them up and threw them in the boiling water. Now, the other ingredients you're going to need for this particular mix. But again, think of this. You can put anything you want in here. If you don't like zucchini, I shredded one zucchina. Una zucchina. That's a singular zucchine. They don't say zucchini in Italian. It's zucchine with an E, because a singular is feminine. So, every once in a while I like to throw out this Italian lesson. So a single zucchini, as we would say, is a zucchina. So I've got one shredded right here. I grated it on my cheese grater. I have here some cubed up pieces of cheese. You can use mozzarella, fontina, any one of those, like medium, not super hard, not super soft. I do have a little bit of pecorino romano I'm going to throw in the mix. You can do this with or without. I've seen it made both ways. You can do it without an egg. The cheese will kind of bond it together, and you're going to put them in oil, so they're going to kind of stick together. Potatoes stick together. But if you want, you can put in one egg. If you don't have one, or you don't want to use the egg, you want to make it, well, it wouldn't be vegan anyway because it's got cheese in it, but you can use fake cheese, whatever. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. And of course, my salt and pepper. All right, so we're going to turn this off. And so I'm going to put that pan on there for a minute just to start warming up, because we're going to use it. All right. Move my goodies over. I'm going to put this right here on top of here. I'm going to take my potatoes out. You can see I cooked them nice and little so they would cook quickly. I think I had I weighed them just for the heck of it, just because I wanted to tell you. This is about 550 grams, or no, about maybe almost 600 grams. It was 570 or something like that. Okay. All right, so I've got my beautiful potatoes. I'm going to use my mix and chop to mash them, because they're really kind of, and you can mash these however you like. You can put them, through a masher, a ricer. I have one of those too. But But of course it's in the drawer in front of the camera, so I can't get it out now. But this is working just fine. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. Again, this is how you make it yours. Okay, it's all sticking in there. You can make the patty and then put the zucchini and the cheese in the middle. Or you can mix the zucchini in with the potato and put the cheese in the middle. So we're gonna take all this off here because it's all nice and mashed. So I'm gonna switch to a spoon. And even if there's, it can be perfectly smooth. You can make them really, perfectly mashed potato-y. Or you can leave them a little lumpy, however you like, or however it just turns out and you don't feel like mushing it, then it's okay. These are pretty close to fully smooth. See here? So now I'm gonna put in a little pepper, a little bit of salt, not too much salt though. I'm gonna put in some of this, I'm not gonna put in too much, about 2 tablespoons of the Romano cheese. I'm going to stir this all up. And in this amount, if you put egg in it, I would only put 1. In fact, I'm going to make these, I'm going to show you what they look like without an egg. I'm going to do 1. All right, is this on? We're going to put some oil in here. I'm not going to use my extra virgin. I'm going to use a little bit of regular olive oil, which I had over here on the side. A little bit lighter than the, okay, so it's a little coating over the whole pan. Let it get hot. All right, so I'm gonna take some of this and spread it around so it cools off so I can handle it in my hand because it's hot. Now, normally I would probably, let this sit for a while. But you know me, I like to do things as they're going in the kitchen. But see, I just spread it all around the bowl so it's gonna cool off faster. So I'm letting that warm up. And then I'm gonna do this. Now, if you wanna do something else. So this is basically just this. It's the potato mixture with a little bit of cheese and salt and pepper. It's some zucchini. It's some cubed cheese. Do it just like that. I'm gonna show you how we do it in a second. You could also, if you wanted, cut up a little bit of onion. You could add the egg, and of course, we already have the salt and pepper. Okay, this is cooling off already. I'll be able to handle this in just a second. So, I've got a nice ball here. Now I'm going to flatten it out. And this is, again, one way to do it. There's a couple different ways. You can take a little bit of the zucchini, a little bit of the couple cubes of cheese, 1 or 2 or 3, depending how small you made them. Then just close it all up, bring it all around, and then just flatten it again. So this is one way to do it. No egg necessary, okay? And it's completely covered on both sides by potato. So let's see here if this is cooking yet. Let's try that. Whoops, this is the little piece of potato I took out earlier. It's a sizzling. So let me take that little potato out because I don't want it to just sit in there and burn. And we're gonna put these babies, I'm turning it down now a little bit, I had it up. Ooh, yes. Woohoo! So, all right, I'm gonna make these without the egg today just because I wanna show you that they do still stick together. A lot of people think that stuff like this won't stick together without an egg. So, I make my flat patty. I put some zucchini in the middle. I like zucchini, so I'm putting a little extra. Couple little pieces, couple little cubes of cheese. And then just kind of fold it into itself, into like a little ball, and then we're gonna re-patty it. Make it all into a patty, into a medaglione. Ooh, it's so golden and beautiful. That one needed an extra second, so I'm not going to turn the third one over. But here we go. Some zucchina, some cheese, and turn it into a little ball. Close it all into it, so. Let's get in there, zucchini. There we go. And then we're gonna turn it back around, flatten it into a patty, and put it in here. Okay, so I have 4 in here. They're cooking up nice and beautiful and golden. Oh, so excited, I love these. You know, this potato mixture. If you ever make mashed potatoes and you just want to add some cheese, it's not a common thing to add like grated Romano cheese or anything. So I'm telling you, that's some kind of good. Very, very good. All right, so I got too many utensils here that I don't need now. Look at this, I have one last sip. Sorry, even when it's cold or cooled, I still love it. Okay. Let's sit this third one over. I think that might be, ooh, beautiful. I don't know if you can see this. How beautiful and golden these are. You see, I don't know if you can see, but they're just gorgeous. So there's the one that's just put in, and those 3 have been turned over. Woohoo! So yummy. So, have you told me what you're making today? What's something you're trying? You know, lately, making me really happy. I've been getting a lot of text messages and emails and Facebook Messenger messages of what other people have been making that they have been inspired by here from Dorina's Kitchen, which makes me so happy. I know I'm goofy, but I just, you know, I can't help it. That one can stay. This one, actually, I turned over a little soon. Let's turn it over. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, just for fun, is I'm going to put half an egg in here and show you the difference. I don't want to put the whole thing, but I want to show you how, you know, these are coming out and they're nice. Let's see if I can do this with a knife. I'm doing it this way so I'm going to put half in, not the whole thing, because it really doesn't need. So I've got 4 in there that are eggless, and I'm going to put in about half an egg there and just mix it in. Those are turning, you saw how those turned over nicely without, now when you do this, you know, sometimes, in order to make it a little bit more substantial, you want to put a little bit of flour in. You can do that with just the plain potatoes like I just did. Or like with the egg, it's a little more wet. So add a little flour and it gives it a little bit more hold. So see, there's so many different ways you can do this to give it, you know, your own touch. You can put, you know, some other kind of flour in it, or that's a little more wet now. Let's see if I can do this before those burn. And I think I'm gonna take them off first. Okay. So look how beautiful that is. Beautiful and gold. Oh! Beautiful and golden. It slid off, I think. So I'm gonna put it on I have a rack right in front of me here. Sit one more second. And mix in this flour to make it a little denser. But any of these ways work. And that's the beauty of this. So you see, this is what I hope that I can impart on everybody, is that you don't have to be a chef to cook in your home, you know? A little bit of cheese. Let me get a little, actually, I'm a little dry here to put that on the side. My hands are a little sticky. There we go. Okay, see, you can just put it together and it always comes out in the end. There we go. See? A little sticky, but that's okay. So I just wanted to show you. And again, it's still back to a patty that's not sticky now. Okay. So, taking these out of the pan, putting them on a rack there to cool. I've got a rack. I just dropped one on the stove top. There we go. Okay, so this one is going in now. And let's see if I can mix in just a little more. If you want to put flour in, you actually have to put, you know, a little bit, because it actually, when you put the egg in, it really, just a little teeny bit of moisture really makes it a lot wetter. So here's one of the ones that was just, look how beautiful it is. This is just the potato without the egg. But open it up and look, you can see the gooey, the string. Woo! A little hot still. Yum. Oh, yum. Oh, yum. Very yum. Look. Okay. So, and then this one is one of the ones with the flour in it. So you can see that this one, it held together, but it's a little, little softer, but oh so yummy. Now this one with the flour in it, this has a little bit more, you know, it's more perfect shape, has a little bit drier. But look at, oh, the cheese. You know what? They're equally good. There's a slight difference in the taste. Not the taste. It's a slight difference in the texture. And the ones with the flour, I mean, it holds together a little bit better. You know, this is a little more wobbly. This one's a little firmer, but very barely so. So if you want to be gluten-free, do them with just the potatoes, totally fine. So anyway, so make yourself some potatoes. You know, this made, okay, what did I eat? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I made mine kind of big. You could probably get 10 to 12 out of this and make them a hair smaller. Out of, you know, 1 pound of potato. And 1 pound of potatoes was like 4, actually I think it was 5, but they were small. So really not that much. So you do like 1 bag of potatoes, you do a bunch, you can make 2 dozen of them for a party, or, I'm sorry, it's in my hand. Have a wonderful weekend. Mwah! I love you guys. Don't forget, sign up, like, share, all that stuff that I always ask you guys to do. I really appreciate it. Okay? Ciao, ciao.